All right, gentlemen, I'm going to give you a little bit of direction so that you best can utilize the masculine matrix in a way that's going to be in your best interest. There's going to be some components that I want to go over before you actually listen to it because it's going to make it that much more understandable. And the more understandable and the more you script it and design this out properly, the better results you're going to get. Now, it may take one or two times to listen to it so that you understand how the process works. So be patient because once you understand the process and you're able to fully let go and go into it, the more powerful it's going to be. We're also going to utilize not only specific states that we're going to build, but we're going to do it so that you can actually get into these states and utilize your body. Now, the first part of the program basically asks for you to go and get a piece of paper, and what we're going to do is we're going to basically, this is the unresourceful state, the obsolete state, the state that maybe you just don't feel as good as you feel. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is get this. So design this out properly, if you can see this right here. So let's just say that the first state that you decide on is going to be you're unsure. All right, so it's best to basically figure out, okay, cool, what's the state that you want to upgrade? So you write that on a piece of paper, unsure. And then you think to yourself, okay, if I stepped out of that, all right, what's a state that could basically erase this state? All right, so if it was unsure, you could pick confidence, all right? And then we could say, cool, confidence is a good state. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to actually step out of that and we're going to create another state so that if you could add a state to confidence, it would make it more powerful. So what can make confidence more powerful? How about boldness? All right, there's another state. So we're going to be adding boldness into confidence and have this confident boldness. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add another place and say, well, what could be added to boldness and confidence that would make it even more powerful? And that would be intensity. So these are going to be the four major components, so the four major places that we're going to be developing. So just think to yourself, okay, what is it that you want to work on? Basically, write it down on a piece of paper. Put a little arrow coming down, say what could be added to that. So if it was fear, it could also be boldness. If it was being timid, it could be assertive. All right. So we really design this out because the more you have this designed out before you start the program, the better it's going to be for you. So I just want to make sure that we're clear about these things. So this is the basic structure. You have unsure, so you're actually going to be stepping into this place unsure. And you're going to activate it. Okay, so when I'm going through the process, you're going to be activating it, and you're going to build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. And then what I'm going to want you to do is I want you to leave like a hologram, which is a visual representation of that emotion here. So let's just say you build it up, and I'm building up what it feels like to be unsure. And in the process of the metaphor matrix, you're going to know when to step out of it and stuff. So let's just say we build it up. You know what it feels like, and then when I say, okay, perfect, I want you to leave a hologram here, and I want you to step out of it. So let's just say I built it up, and then boom, I step out of it. It's like whoop, and right here in front of you, you should be able to see a visual representation or like a hologram of you having that state of being unsure. So as you like kind of walk around it, let me grab my headphones. As you walk around it, you're basically going to sense it. So like if I said, hey, step back into it, and you step back into it, whew, you should go back into that state and feel what it feels like to be unsure. So that's like the first thing. So boom, we step out of it, boom. There's the unsureness. So you can actually walk around it, and you'll be able to sense it. Then I say, now what I want you to do is I want you to create another state that's going to be more powerful. This is why it's important to have it all scripted out beforehand, because it's going to make it that much more powerful for you. So then from here, these headphones, good thing I paid $5 for them. Anyways, so here would be confidence. So when you step out, now what you're going to do is you're going to build the confidence. And through the process of this exercise that we do, we're going to build it up and you're going to get it into your neurology, all right? You're going to be moving around a little bit. You're going to be breathing what it feels like to feel confidence and things like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have that spot where I'm like, okay, cool, this is where we're at. What I want you to do is I want you to step out of it. So you're going to be like, boom. So now what you'll be able to do is basically look at that confidence, and if you were to step back in it, you would re-access that confidence. These are called spatial anchors in neurolinguistic programming. So boom, you can step back out of it. So now you have this confidence. So you have this confidence powerful right here in the spatial anchor, and then you have that unsureness. So when you step out of this, what we're going to do is we're going to create another powerful state. And if you have it scripted out, you won't have to think about it while you're doing the exercise. So this is why I said boldness. All right, so Here you're starting to feel bold. You're starting to access what it feels like to feel bold. We're going to build that up through synesthesia and the musical score that we do. We're just going to keep on building it and building and building it. So you create another powerful state that's here. All right. So now you have this boldness, and you're like, all right, cool. And there's actually a part in there when you say use your hands. Now, the more actively you can get your body involved, I'm going to put this down right now. The more actively you can get your body involved, the better. Because I'm like, now imagine like you're sculpting. So you have this space here of this boldness. Like if you're making like a statue, I want you to like to put the energy into it, like sculpt it, like see what you'd feel like and push and sense how you would be if you were bold. So this is going to be a part of using your body to activate this type of emotion, this type of feeling, this resource, all right? So that's going to be a very powerful aspect of it, all right? Then you're going to, boom, step back into it. You're going to gather it. Okay, you know what that feels like. Okay, then we're going to step back out. And then you're going to say, okay, what's another state that you can build that would be even more powerful? And that would be the intensity. So now what you're doing is you create another hologram. So you have the hologram over there of the unsure. You have the hologram over here of confidence. You have the hologram here of boldness. And when you step back out here, you're going to create that anchor in time and space of the intensity. So you're building that up. You're building that up. And then what I have you do, let me just put these here so they keep on falling out. Then what I want you to do is you're almost going to get in your bodies because you're going to hear me say like move left, move right. We want to actually get this into your neurology, like let your body move around. This is why I like these processes. They're a lot different than like a hypnotic process because you're basically just laying there and you're letting it go in, but you're not really activating in your body. So you'll hear me go left, right, move around the room, feel it, breathe it, get that emotion into you, all right? And then what's going to happen is we're going to say, cool, now I want you to gather all this intensity and boom, you're going to step back into the boldness. You're going to gather and converge and merge those two powerful states together like this. So now you have this intense boldness and you're building that up. And then what you do is when I say go, you step back into the confidence and now you have this intense, bold confidence right there. And then what you're going to do is imagine if that was on the ground like I said it would be. So yeah, you're building. And then when you have it, what you're doing is you're basically stepping back into the unsureness and boom, you're collapsing all those anchors. So all these powerful anchors will override the unsureness. It's like two anchors collapsing, the more powerful will override the other one. And all of a sudden you're like, it just kind of erases it. It'll dissolve it, it'll disintegrate it. And then what you're gonna do from there is there's gonna be times where you're like pounding your chest. You'll hear me say, pound your chest. Reach up to the sky and like, breathe all that energy in, okay? These are all things that are going on. So if you do this is the way you want to do it. And there's going to be times also where if you can do it this way, this is the best way. You don't want to, it's best because the audio quality is amazing, all right? It's super designed. So it's going to be best that you have headphones on like this. And if you can put it on like an iPad or an MP3 player, it's going to be better for you because now you can actually get into it. You can move around, all right? I had a couple guys, beta testing it, and they were like, oh, I was carrying my computer around. No, you want to get as much emotion, as much body integration as possible because the more you do that, the more powerful it's going to be. And like I said, the more you do it, the more you're going to understand how this process works so you can create anything at any one point in time. Design it the way you want. Think about those unuseful emotions and think about what is the complementary opposite and then build on top of that so boom, we collapse it. It's an extremely powerful exercise. It's probably the only exercise that's out there on the planet that specifically deals with getting this masculine, powerful emotion into it. So if you do this, I think you're going to have great results and I hope you enjoy the process and I would love to hear how your results are in the future with this. And one more thing. So after you're here, then we're going to future pace a little bit. You're going to actually imagine yourself in the future now having this energy in those certain situations that maybe in the past you didn't act as powerfully with. And then we're just going to kind of imagine that and that's the way it's going to be. So I hope you enjoy this program. It was exciting to make. It took us a lot of time to design and the quality of the audio presentation is amazing. So please don't pirate it because it took a lot of money to do this and I also pay my sound guy as well. So I hope you enjoy and this is making a more masculine, powerful, positive impact on the planet for you masculine men out there. With that, Hypnotica out. Boom.